Hi, I'm Judy, and today we're going to be explaining a barium enema procedure. Before we get our patient, we want to get our supplies all set up and ready to go. So right here we have some towels just in case it gets messy, a gown, a lead shield for our patient, and chucks. We also have our barium enema supplies, our bag and tubing. It comes in a pre-packaged sterile container, so we took it out of there, set it up on this IV pole. So we're just going to make sure that our balloon inflator works and inflates the balloon that will hold the tip into the rectum. And then we also have our air inflator. We have lubricant, gloves, a clamp, some tape, and the barium, of course. So now that everything is set up, we can go ahead and get our patient. Okay, so now we're going to call for our patient. Miss Dunn? Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm Judy from the X-ray department. What's your first and last name?
Kylie Stone.
Okay, and your date of birth?
November 8th, 1991.
Okay. And is there any chance that you'd be pregnant today?
No.
Okay, great. So, do you know about the procedure that we're going to be doing today?
I was kind of explained a little bit.
Okay, and so have you done the prep?
Yes.
Okay, so you took a laxative, you haven't eaten anything?
Correct.
Okay. So, just to explain the procedure, what we're going to be doing is we're going to insert a tip into the rectum, and we're going to be filling it up with barium, which will appear white on the x-ray. The radiologist will come in and take a couple of films, which we fill your colon with the barium. We'll move you around a little bit and see what's going on, and then we're going to take a couple of still x-rays at the end of that. Okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No?
Okay, and do you know why you're getting this exam today?
I had a colonoscopy and it didn't go too well.
Okay, and that was how long ago?
Yesterday.
Okay. Alright, so what I need you to do is go into the dressing room over here. You can take everything off, bra, underwear, all jewelry, and the openings in the back.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so now that our patient has changed into their gown, we get them on the table for our first preliminary image. This is going to be our AP Scout. So it's basically a KUV. So I have the central ray at the mid-sagittal plane and the iliac crest. We're using a 14 by 17 IR in the table bucky. We'll be putting my right marker on the film. Don't forget to shield your patient. This image, we'll be using a KVP of about 80 with a mass range of 25 to 52. Alright. So take a deep breath in, blow it out, and hold. X-ray. Okay, you can breathe normally. So now we'll go ahead and run this image. We'll show it to the radiologist, make sure that the patient is in fact empty and that the colon has been prepped for the exam. Alright, so now that we've shown our AP Scout to the radiologist, we've gotten the go-ahead to go on with the procedure. The patient is in fact empty in the colon. We have asked our patient to get into the SIMS position on the table, so now we're ready to tip. So in some facilities, they'll do, the radiologist will come in and tip the patient under fluoro. However, the radiologist has given me the go-ahead to tip the patient. Okay, so we're going to get ready. We're going to insert the tip and get you ready for the exam. Okay. So a little FYI, what we're going to be doing is we're going to insert the tip 1 to 1.5 inches anteriorly, and then we're going to follow the curve of the rectum, and we're not going to insert it superiorly, no more than 4 inches. Okay? So we have this blanket on our patient for privacy. Okay, so we're going to insert the tip now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to make sure to put a bunch of lube on here, make it more comfortable for the patient. And I'm going to insert it on expiration. All right, stop. We you take a deep breath in. Okay, breathe it out and relax. All right. Now we're tipped. I'm going to go ahead and tape it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and inflate the balloon, just one puff. Okay, you feel a little pressure. Woo. And then I'm going to cuff it to hold it in place. Make sure that the balloon stays inflated. And then I'm going to take a secondary precaution and clamp it as well. Okay. I also like to keep the bag lower when the radiologist comes in and we're going to start the exam. We will move the IV pole up but no more than 24 inches, and that will help to flow barium through the large colon. So now that we're ready, we're going to go ahead and grab the radiologist. He'll come in, he or she will come in, and we'll start the exam under fluoro. We'll move her around a little bit, take some pictures, and then at the end of the exam, we'll go ahead and do our overhead images. So now we're done with the fluoroscopy part of the exam. The radiologist has left the room, and we are now going to do our overhead images. So we're going to proceed with the first one. We have taken the barium bag down to relieve some pressure and put it at the foot of the bed. I've asked the patient to move onto their right side, onto a right lateral position. The first overhead image is a right lateral DQ. So we have our 14 by 17 IR in a grid, tabletop. We are using a left marker to indicate that the left side is the side that is up. 40-inch SID with the central ray, horizontal and perpendicular to the IR, the midline of the body at the iliac crest. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shield our patient. The technique that we will be using is 120 kVp and a max of 20 to 32. We want to use a higher kV now that we have a bunch of barium in the intestines and the large colon. We need to penetrate through that. So, all right, Miss Stump. Don't breathe. X-ray. Okay, you can breathe. From the right lateral position, we have now asked our patient to move into the RAO position so that we can get ready to do our PA oblique projection. So we have the patient rotated in a 35 to 45 degree oblique position, so average 30 degrees. We have a perpendicular ray with the central ray entering 1 to 2 inches from the lateral side at the iliac crest or the elevated side. We are using a 14 by 17 IR, and I have indicated that this is the patient's left side with my left marker. Also, we're going to shield our patient. And we're going to use roughly the same technique, 120 kVp at 20 to 32 mass. Okay, take a deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray, all right, you can breathe. All right, so now that we've done the first of two of our PA obliques, the RAO, we're now going to move the patient into the prone position. We're going to use a 14 by 17 IR again, and then I'm also going to mark the patient's side, it's the left side on the IR. PA projection, the central ray is going to be in the mid-sagittal plane at the iliac crest. And again, we're going to shield our patient and use a technique of 120 kV, 20 to 32 mass. Again, same breathing instructions. Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray. Okay, you can breathe normally. All right. so now that we've done our PA projection, we're going to move on to the PA axial. For this projection, we're going to have a 30 to 40 caudate angle with the CR entering at the mid-sagittal plane and the as is. So I'm going to go ahead and do an angle of about 30 degrees. Go ahead and line up IR. Use the left marker here. And we're just going to feel for the patient's crest. Move on down to the as is. Looks good. Shield our patient. And then roughly the same technique, 120 to 20 to 32 mass. If you want to, you can go up a little bit in the mass now that we have an angle. Okay, take a deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray. All right, you can breathe normally. Okay, so now we're going to be going into the other PA oblique. We've asked our patient to move into the LAO position. So again, we're using a 14 by 17 IR, and we're going to indicate that this is the patient's left side with my left marker. Make sure that everything's lined up properly. Then about a 30-degree oblique angle, just like on the other side. And our central ray is going to be 1 to 2 inches toward the elevated side, the iliac crest. We're going to make sure again that we shield our patient. And again, KV 120 at 20 to 32 mass. Same breathing instructions. Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray. Okay, you can breathe normally. So now we're going to move on to the lateral rectum. So we have this up in a left lateral position. We're going to be using a 10 by 12. It's a smaller area, so we don't need to use a 14 by 17, although you can. Left marker. Going to make sure that everything's lined up properly. The central ray for this is going to be at the as-is and the mid-coronal plane. We're going to, again, shielding. You're doing okay? Yeah. We're almost done. So for this projection, we're going through a little bit more mass here. So we're going to increase our mass, and we're going to go 120, same kV, but we're going to lift it up to 50 to 60 mass. Okay, take a deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our left lateral decubitus. We have asked the patient to move to stay in the left lateral position from the lateral rectum. We're now using a grid 14 by 17 on tabletop. We have a right marker indicating that this is the right side up of the patient. We have a 40-inch SID, and our central ray should be horizontal and perpendicular to the IR in the midline of the body at the iliac crest. Our technique is going to be 120 at 20 to 32 mass. And then we're, of course, going to shield our patient. Okay. Deep breath in, blow it out. Don't breathe, don't move. X-ray. All right, so now we have one last image to do, which is the post-evac image. So what we're going to do is untip the patient and have them go to the bathroom and try to alleviate as much barium as they can. So we're going to have the patient move back into the Sims position, and we have put the barium bag at a lower spot, so that way when we undo the inflator cuff and the balloon, we take the some of the barium will flow back into the barium bag out of the colon. All right, so we're gonna undo the clamp of the inflator cuff as well as our Kelly clamp. All right, so you're gonna feel a little bit of pressure as well as relief. We're gonna remove the tip very gently. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We've removed the tip. And we go ahead and we'll throw this in the garbage. You will not reuse these aside from the balloon inflator and the pump, so we'll save those. Okay. Alright, so you can get on up and use the restroom, which is right over here. Right? And then come back and we'll do one last image, okay? We're almost done. Okay, so now our patient has gone to the bathroom and evacuated the barium. We will use a 14 by 17. Use my right marker. And we will basically do what we did for the AP Scout, which is just a KUB image of the mid-sagittal plane and the iliac crest. Again, we will shield our patient. And we don't need to use as high as a KB for this image since a lot of the barium is gone, but we do want to go higher than we did on our regular AP Scout at the beginning with no barium. So for this technique, we'll use 90 kbp and the same 20 to 32 mass. All right, take a deep breath in, blow it out, and hold. Don't breathe, don't move, X-ray. Okay. So I'll go ahead and run that image. I'll ask the patient to stay here until I know that we have all anatomy on there. So once I know that this image is good and that the exam has come to an end, I will give my patient post-examination instructions. All right, we can go ahead and sit up. We're all done. So sit up slowly. You can get changed. I just wanted to let you know that part of the barium in your body is it can cause constipation and your stool might look white. So we do recommend that you drink a lot of water to pass the barium through. If you have any complications or concerns, please give us a call. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you must be pretty hungry. You can go ahead, you can eat.
Okay.
And remember, drink plenty of water.
All right.
All right, thank you. So the first image that we took was the AP Scout image, and this is basically a KUB with the central ray entering the mid-sagittal plane of the iliac crests. The technique we used was 80 kVp at 25 to 32 mass, and it's your basic KUB. So we want the pubic symphysis up to the diaphragm. You can see the kidneys here, the iliac crest, the spine is centered, and there is no barium in this first image. So the first overhead image that we did was the right lateral decubitus, and we are looking at the medial side of the ascending colon and the lateral side of the descending colon. So I'll point that out here. So we are looking at the medial side of the ascending colon where the air is right there, and the lateral side of the descending colon. So this patient is laying on their right side, and we're looking at the area from the left colic flexure to the rectum. We don't want there to be any rotation of the patient, as well as evidence of proper collimation. So the next image was the PA oblique projection in the RAO position. The evaluation criteria is evidence of proper collimation, and we're looking at the entire colon and specifically the right colic flexure. So as you can see, this right colic flexure is open, whereas the left is superimposed on itself. We're looking at the ascending colon, cecum, and sigmoid colon, and our exposure technique was a KVP of 120 at 20 to 32 mass. So we can see here we have the sigmoid, the rectum, the sigmoid colon, ascending, transverse, right colic flexure, left colic flexure superimposed on itself, and the descending colon. So this is the RAO position, a PA oblique projection looking at the right colic flexure. Next up we have the PA projection. We're looking at the entire colon here. We're including the flexures as well as the rectum. As you can see, the vertebral column is centered so that the ascending and descending portions of the colon are included. Ascending, descending, transverse. And yeah, so that's our PA projection. For this, we used a KVP of 120 with a mass range of 20 to 32. And our central ray was at the mid-sagittal plane at the iliac crest. So that looks pretty nice. From the PA projection, we move into the PA axial projection. In this picture, it's a 40-degree caudate angulation. However, in our video demonstration, we used a 30-degree caudate angulation. This one is done on a 10 by 12. However, we did use a 14 by 17, which is also acceptable. And as you can see, we are specifically looking at the rectosigmoid area. And that axial angulation is what allows us to do so. So next we move on to the other oblique, the LAO position, a PA oblique projection. And this is going to show off the other flexure. So this is specifically looking at the left colic flexure, which is no longer superimposed on itself as it was in the RAO position. And we are also interested in the entire colon. We got our descending colon here and our transverse colon here. All in all, you can see all the barium in there in the left colic flexure, and you can see that because it's open. The next image is the lateral rectum, and again, we are interested in the rectosigmoid area again. We did do this on a 10 by 12. We're looking specifically for evidence of proper collimation and no rotation of the patient. We want the hips and femora superimposed. This is a left lateral. And as you can see, we are specifically looking at the rectum and sigmoid colon. The technique we used for this, we increased our mass to 60, and we still use the same KVP at 120. Next we have our left lateral decubitus, and we are most interested in the lateral side of the ascending colon and the medial side of the descending colon. So as we look at this image, we are interested in the side with the air. So as you can see, we're interested in the lateral side of the ascending colon and the medial side of the descending colon. We used a technique of 120 kVp and a mass of 20 to 32. And that's our left lateral decubitus. So the final image is the post-evac image, which is just like our AP Scout. It's a KUB. And after the patient goes to the bathroom, once we have untipped them, they go to the bathroom and they alleviate most of the barium. There's still some left over, but there's no more air present, and we're just taking that one last final shot of the colon before we allow the patient to leave. And then after this image is taken, the examination is over. Lastly, I'd like to go over a little bit of pathology as to things that we might find in this examination. This is an example of ulcerative colitis, which is a long-term condition that results in the inflammation and ulcers of the colon and rectum. So this patient looks pretty uncomfortable, and this is what it looks like with the barium. Something else that we might see in this study is the presence of diverticula or diverticulum, which is an abnormal sac or pouch formed at the weak point in the wall of the alimentary tract. So as you can see, they're spouting outwards. They're little ticks on the colon. Having these diverticulum is called diverticulosis, and the inflammation of the diverticulum or diverticula is called diverticulitis, and this can be a very serious condition if not treated. And lastly, the last pathology I'd like to go over, although there's tons more that we could find in a barium enema study. This is a short stenosis in the transverse colon. So you can see that right here. And that's a narrowing of a passage in the body. It's an abnormal narrowing. So as you can see, the barium is not fully going through the transverse colon, and that can cause some problems. What do you think, Luna? Do you like barium enemas?
Oh no.